Okay. Let's see. Are you guys just seeing the one screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Karen, I think we can go ahead and start recording, if you can do that.
It is.
Okay. So welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming to a little refresher or an intro to Go Big Give. So I'll kind of give you a background on what Go Big Give is, and then I will show you the Go Big Give website and the back end where like registration and everything takes place. So the Go Big Give is brought to you by the Greater Grand Island Community Foundation and the Heartland United Way. This is going to be our 8th annual Go Big Give, which is kind of crazy, and it'll take place on Thursday, May 6th of this year. So it is a 24-hour of online giving event on May 6th. And the goal is to kind of inspire communities to come together because it is a giving event in Hall, Hamilton, Howard, and Merritt counties. The minimum donation is $10, but every gift kind of grows through Go Big Give on that day. So who is eligible to participate in Go Big Give? I think a wide variety of you are already like registered or maybe have participated before. So it's for organizations that have a current 501c3 status with the IRS. And we do ask that they have a physical presence in the Hall, Hamilton, Howard, and Merritt County area, which I believe all of you are. So that's kind of the two main eligibility guidelines for participating. So your goals for Go Big Give, this is a great way to raise funds for your organization. I will go a little bit deeper into like challenge grants and those types of things, but really educating and engaging with donors, because a lot of the times we get feedback from donors like, I didn't even know this organization existed. So, you know, a lot of it is awareness and trying to reach new donors and increase your visibility, because as it is an online event, social media is actually kind of a big part of that. So these are kind of just a few goals to kind of keep in mind when you start doing Go Big Give. So a few stats from 2020. Last year we did raise just over 1,007,000. I believe our goal kind of just going forward is to hit 1 million, because that is just very cool to do in 24 hours. So we did reach our goal last year, which was very exciting. We did cover the fees, or there was an option to cover the fees in 2020. So last year, over $16,000 was donated by, was contributed by donors to cover the fees, which is very, very nice. So this is kind of within the last 7 years, the layout of how everything has been going. So for most of the years, we had a couple where we didn't beat the year before, but overall it's been a steady incline. Match pool funds and incentive prizes has consistently, for the most part, gone up, with last year being the most. And then donors who gave to more than one organization has kind of been a little rocky, but then last year we had the most we ever had. So that was exciting as well. So one of our incentive prizes is match minutes. I believe we're going to try to do that this year, but I think we're also going to try to switch our incentive prizes up. So for example, last year, our match minute was from, we had two $5,000 match minutes. One was from 7 a.m. to 7:07. And usually with the match minutes, it kind of runs out pretty quick. So the goal is to get your donation ready and hit donate right at that 7 o'clock hour. So these are just a little bit of stats. The red is the AM. The amount we raised was just over 7,000. And then the PM, we raised almost 50,000 in 7 minutes. So it's kind of a neat stats for the match minutes, which I think are pretty popular. Another popular incentive prize that we had last year was the Give a Latte. So that was a big hour from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So we raised around 104,000 in that hour and had 135 donors give. And then we also did the same for Give Some More. That was the 8, or was it 9 to 10? I think it was 9 to 10 at night as well. We raised just over 110,000 with 228 donors giving. So with this being our, well, with last year being our 7th year, we kind of figured out where the popular times are to give. So we try to give some incentive prizes during that time. So the big day, as I was telling you earlier, is Thursday, May 6th. We always go the first Thursday in May. Typically last year was, of course, a little different due to COVID. We didn't know what everything would look like. But each year we do have a pre-give, which means that the giving site is ready for early donations. So if someone happens to be out of town on May 6th or just wants to join the fund early, you can start giving on Monday, April 26th, all the way through May 6th. So it'll kind of be a 10-day, 11-day giving event, which will be fun. So as I was saying, we do have some incentives. We do have match pool funds. We have the support them all funds and incentive prizes. So to kind of break those down, the match pool funds are secured by the Go Big Give team, which is the Greater Grand Island Community Foundation and the Heartland United Way. And a proportional share of those match funds will be kind of split out between the organizations. This part of it isn't my specific forte. So if you have questions on this, Karen and Melissa would be the ones to kind of reach out to. But this is a great example of how your gift grows with Go Big Give.
I can just quick intercept. So if you raised 5% of the total amount of funds during that giving day, then 5% of the like some of the, oh no, that was to support them. No, yes. And then that same proportion of what you raise will be applied to the total match pool funds that we have available. So it's a great incentive for you to raise a lot more money that day, because in addition to all of the other things and the support them all, this is a really nice way to grow your gift. So,
Okay.
but it's based on how much is raised that total day.
Awesome, thank you. And the next one are the incentive prizes. So the ones I just talked about, like the Give a Latte, Give Some More, the match minutes, these are just fun incentive prizes for nonprofits and donors to get behind. So for example, we have half-hour random drawings. So we are literally up all night and we are doing a random drawing of everyone who gave each half hour. So for example, if I gave my gift from between 1 a.m. and 1:30 a.m., I am eligible to win a $250 prize to add to my gift. So it's kind of a fun way. It doesn't matter how big the nonprofit is or anything like that. It is literally just a random winner every half hour who grows their gift by $250. I think we'll probably keep that one in because it's pretty popular. And then another example is during the pre-give and the day of Go Big Give, we give a first and second prize to the nonprofit who has the most unique donors. So a unique donor would be one person who has given to your organization. So we look at that by like the email address and the name. So for example, Cammie Benson gave a gift to Imagination Library, and then I might try my other name, like Camille Benson also gave to Imagination Library, but if it's the same email address, it would catch that. So it's literally a good thing to just keep in mind is one person giving to your organization is a unique donor for you. So that's kind of just some of the prizes. And I think we are going to add some new prizes this year just to kind of keep the fun and momentum going. So we will be announcing those probably at our large March meeting with every nonprofit. So the stretch funds / support them all. This is a really neat feature. So the donor has an option to add on to their gift to support them all. So as you can see in this picture, we gave a donation to Friendship House for $10. I can choose to add the $1.30, $13, or you can just add any amount you want to add in. All of that money goes into a pool, and then that is evenly split between each organization. And you might be asking, why is it $1.30? That is because when we started this, we had 130 nonprofits that was participating. So we kind of were like, oh, that'd be fun to kind of do 130, and then it would be more evenly split. So I believe last year, I'm not sure how much each organization had last year, but whatever that pot is, it's evenly split between everybody, no matter how much they raise, anything like that. So that's a neat add-on. So what is a challenge grant? This is a neat way to get donors excited about your organization. So this would be going out to someone who is a fan or anything to your organization and saying, hey, if we raise $1,000 during Go Big Give, will you match it with $1,000? And that's pretty much what the challenge grant is. And it could be any amount, anything like that. The thing to keep in mind is when you're asking for a challenge grant is not to use the word, will you sponsor Go Big Give? That's a key thing to keep in mind, because the Go Big Give team is actually asking businesses and other people to sponsor Go Big Give. So sometimes it gets confusing. They're like, oh, well, I sponsored, I don't know, American Red Cross. So I already sponsored Go Big Give. And we're like, okay. So you just be careful not to use the word sponsor if you're soliciting a challenge grant. Just use it as a challenge grant for your organization. So it is a neat way. And on the website too, I can show you donors can sort by organizations who have a challenge grant. So on your profile, there's like a thermometer that says they're this close to their goal. So if someone sees that you're close to getting that $1,000 match, maybe they'll consider giving to you to help you get to that challenge. So it's just another fun way to get donors involved. Okay, so telling your story on Go Big Give, we really love our platform, and it really gives you guys the opportunity to share what your organization is about. You're able to share pictures, videos, kind of share like testimonials and stories about your organization, as well as plain facts you want people to know about you. You can suggest like donation levels. So for example, like with Imagination Library, like for $30, you can support a child for a year, and for $150, you can support them throughout the program. So those would be our two giving levels. So for example, if I make a donation and I'm on the cart for Imagination Library, it'll say, okay, do you want to donate 30 and sponsor a child, or would you like to donate 150 and support them through the program? Or you can always choose your own amount. So that's something that's not required. It's just a little something to kind of help the donor see, okay, I know my donation will go towards this at this organization. And then as I was saying, if there's a match, it'll display it on your profile. So we do, even though it is an online giving day, we do have a lot of donors that sometimes just don't want to give online, which is understandable. So if you run into that, we do have an offline donation form that is going to be on the toolkit, which I will point that out. So if you do have a donor that writes a check or gives you cash, it has to be accompanied by this offline donation form with their information. And I'll kind of go to the next slide because it kind of keeps going. So checks for Go Big Give, if you do have a check, it has to be dated by April 1st of this year through May 6th. And that's just kind of an ongoing thing where we just want it to be kind of within that time period. And something that's new this year is we are going to have donors input their own checks on gobiggive.org just to kind of keep things less confusing. I don't know if Karen or Melissa wants to chime in on the checks.
Yeah, I can chime in on that. And then there's been a couple questions on the unique donor.
Okay.
I can explain the checks, and maybe Melissa, if you're on, you can tackle the unique donor if you want. But the checks became kind of an issue last year. And so this year, we are trying to avoid all issues and delays in getting everything reconciled. So if you receive a check from somebody, our ideal is that donor, you would encourage that donor to go online that day and enter that check. If that is not possible, then you'll need to bring the check to us to enter appropriately. And you would need to also fill out this offline donor form, which I know we'll cover in some of the other trainings, but just really try to, if a donor wants to give you a check, try very hard to encourage them to enter the check online during the giving day period. And that would be most helpful for everybody.
And then regarding unique donors, kind of like Cammie talked about earlier, unique donor is going to be one person. And so it's unduplicated. So each organization can count a donor one time and they will be unique. You can't count Melissa Delate and then Mel Delate and have them be unique, that they're the same person. So it's the one person. And then we do have ways to kind of screen through that type of thing and are able to pull reports to be able to understand how many unique donors you have. Does that make sense?
Yes, and a lot of, if you haven't checked out on our website at gobigive.org, there is like some frequently asked questions and a bunch of information on the toolkit. And so some of that, some of your more specific questions can easily be answered there. But that unique donor, it is tied to an email address and a credit card, as Melissa said. So just encourage people to, that's how we keep everything on the level playing field, to self-monitor that.
Karen, it looks like there's another question about the checks, and that says, so would we actually bring the check to you?
Yes. If no other opportunity exists to get that check cashed, then I right now, that's the guidance that we have to be able to do that and do it. And if we do that, we will really cover this at the nonprofit training. The donors need to make sure that they write the check out to like Go Big Give dash and your organization, because we don't want donors to be caught off guard that a check just cleared their bank account to Go Big Give and they made a donation in April to Habitat for Humanity, and they're surprised, and we don't like surprises.
Yes, we will definitely we will definitely go much more into the checks at the March 17th meeting, and we'll have a calendar at the end of our presentation so you can save the date for that. But yes, good questions. And then the same thing goes for cash. This is more unlikely than a check, but if you do get cash, it needs to be with that offline donation form and then brought to Go Big Give headquarters. This year, due to COVID, we are just going to be at the Heartland United Way office. So if you could bring any donation forms, anything like that by 8 p.m. to our office on May 6th, that'll give us some time to get everything entered. So a little bit about our platform before we hop on to the website. We are powered by Neon One. It used to be Civicor, but they merged with this Neon One company. And kind of what I said earlier, very customizable to you. We will do, it gives you a lot of reporting, like it shows you all of your donation information. If you can download all your donors and you can send them thank yous and know who everybody is. So it's a neat website, and I will show you the back end here shortly, and the toolkit, which has lots of fun goodies on there for everybody. So when you sign up, everyone's under a nonprofit category, and these listed here are the categories. So you would pick the one that fits you best. I believe probably the most commonly known ones are education and human services are probably our heavier categories, but we do have people in every one of those. All right, so now I'm going to attempt to stop screen sharing here for a second and get back to the website. So hold on here. Okay. Okay, is everybody seeing the countdown clock?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is gobiggive.org. This is the front side of the website. We really like it. It's just pretty, general. If around tax time now, if people need a receipt for their Go Big Give donations in years past, they can just put their email address in and get those. So it's just kind of a quick view of the front side of the website. So pretty neat. I'm going to point out some of the pages that you guys will be interested in. So under this nonprofits tab, that is where everybody is going to show up once they register. So we have 14 organizations that have been approved so far, and there's a lot waiting to be approved. So if you're like, I put mine in and it's not in there yet, I was out of the office yesterday, so I will have lots more nonprofits up here today. So for example, if you want to look at their profile, you just click their profile and this is what you'll see. So right here kind of gives a mission statement. You can put in pictures and videos. This is the part where you can get really customizable. Is that a word? Yes, customizable. So more about us, you can kind of give people what is our organization. And new this year, which I kind of think is really neat, is testimonials. So if you have anyone who's given a testimonial about your organization, this would be a great place to put it. And then back towards the top here, pre-COVID, a lot of people had a lot of events. So it actually has tabs here. So we don't have an event, but if you did, it would be listed here. And then new this year, if you are needing volunteers, you can always put volunteer opportunities up here as well. So that's kind of neat. And then on the side here, on the day of, it'll kind of act as a thermometer to see how far you are to your goal. So that's pretty cool. It gives them all your contact information. And then this bar, if you put in your social, if you have Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, you can put links here. And if you click it, it'll go straight to your nonprofit social media page. So that's pretty cool. And as well, if you have a challenge grant or anything like that, you can put that up here and it'll show. So it's pretty cool. And I will go through the backside of where you put all of this information so you can see that. Another important tab, the day of, right now it's not live, but the leaderboards tab, this is where every nonprofit is going to be listed, and you can sort by how much they've raised so far and how many donors they've had. So this is kind of the leaderboard where you can see where you're at compared to everybody else. And it'll be a pretty busy page on May 6th is when that turns on. So about Go Big Give, we have all of these different tabs. We have our sponsors, frequently asked questions, events, prizes. We don't have anything listed there as we are still deciding what those are going to be. And then fundraising pages, which I can kind of talk about. I believe it's on the PowerPoint, but fundraising pages are previously known as cheer pages, and they act a lot like a GoFundMe page. So for example, if I wanted to, as Cami, promote the Imagination Library program, I can create a fundraising page on behalf of them and share it. So like, for example, I really want to raise $100 for the Imagination Library program. Will you please join me? Type of a thing. And you can share it on your social media. You can email it however you like. It's just kind of a more personal plea on behalf of an organization. I believe we had over 100 fundraising / cheer pages last year. And I think people have fun with it. It's a really cool way to like get your board involved maybe a little bit more. So those are not open to create yet. I think we're going to be opening those up after registration, but keep an eye on that and we'll be sending some information on that as well. So the main thing I think you guys are going to like is under Toolkit, under nonprofits. We have a lot of information and items on this page for you to use. So for example, first thing right there is our Go Big Give logo. We have it horizontally with the date, 5-year recap, info sheet. Literally, I'm thinking it's a lot of things that you could use. I don't think there's much that we're leaving off. We do have like the nonprofit FAQs that Karen was referring to. We have dates, we have social media setup guides, sample posts and tweets. If you kind of want to make a game plan, which is recommended for what you're going to do for Go Big Give, we have a sheet where you can make that game plan, what you should be doing like 8 weeks away from Go Big Give. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff on this toolkit. And here are like, we have a postcard. So if you want to send a postcard out to your donors, these are pretty much ready to print and you can send those out. Flyers, posters, table tents. We have Facebook banners that have different sayings on them, so you can put them on your page. You know, lots of things. In years past, we've also done a lot of presentations on how to make Go Big Give better for you. So we've done a couple presentations with Tally Creative. So all of those are here. A storytelling opportunity. In 2018, we did a Go Big Give nonprofit panel. So it's hearing from different sizes of Go Big Give participants and how they make Go Big Give work for them. That's a great video. So pretty much all the meeting information we'll be putting here. And then registration information, just things that you'll need for registration. I think most of you are kind of familiar, but if you're not, like the EFT form, terms and liability. And a neat thing with Neon Pay is that they also provided a step-by-step instruction on how to register. So if you're new to Go Big Give, this is a great PowerPoint for you because it tells you exactly how to get signed up. And if you're returning, it tells you exactly how to get re-signed up. So it's pretty neat. Is there any questions about the toolkit or the front side of the website? Pretty clear. Okay. So then next we'll go to the back side, and let me move this. The best way to get to the backside where you can edit your profile is to click log in and then nonprofit. And then if you're not on Go Big Give at all, you would apply as a new organization right here. And if you are just trying to get to your profile, you would just click log in as a returning organization. So I'm going to skip that and just go right to where it will take you. So this is the back end. This is your Go Big Give like dashboard. So as you can see here, it has the next couple of big important dates. And like if you go back, it'll say we opened registration and everything like that. Another cool thing is the day of, this is where your accounts are going to be. So it'll tell you like how far you are to your goal, everything like that. So everything you kind of need on the Go Big Give day is right here on your dashboard. A new thing to keep in mind, which we will go much more into on the March meeting, is there's a different website you can go to see your donations, and you can get to it right here by clicking this kind of keypad or dots thing, and it's called Raise. And this is what the Raise website looks like. So this will keep track of all of your donations, your donors. It'll give you kind of some stats. This is new for the Go Big Give team as well, so we're kind of learning this along with you. But I think this will give you a lot of cool statistics on your giving day, especially if you've participated in years past. So this is where you'll be seeing a lot of your donation information. So going back, if you want to edit your profile, like what I was showing you under Imagination Library, you would just click My Public Profile, and then it'll kind of give you an overview of everything. So it says here that we are approved and everything like that. So a good way to kind of keep in mind to edit everything, you just click Edit My Public Profile. And then everything you need is right there. So we did add some new questions. So for example, we did add an operating budget this year. That is not going to be public knowledge. That is just for the Go Big Give team. We are asking that because we are going to be redoing some of our prizes, and we might do specific prizes for the size of organization. So if we wanted to do a prize for nonprofits under a certain amount of an operating budget, that's how we'll work those prizes. So it's definitely not public knowledge, just for the Go Big Give team to use on the back end for a possible prize. So we got a few questions on that, but that's kind of why that is there. So everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Where do you have a physical location? Have you participated? How many people have you served in your organization in the previous year? And this one kind of gets a lot of questions too. And again, this question is not public knowledge. It's kind of for the Go Big Give team again. So it doesn't have to be like an exact number, like if it's going to cause a lot of issues, like that. Just kind of a ballpark would be nice. But yeah, if you know that number, that would be great.
I mean, I just want to interject a minute. Some of that information, like the number of people served, is when we're securing sponsor dollars, we can say, this one day of giving benefits 130 nonprofits who have an impact of, in people's lives of X number, whatever. And so it's just more data that we can use internally and more collectively than individually by organizations.
Yes, thank you, Karen. And something else that is new that's kind of neat is there's an option for an alert text. So on the profile on the front side, it'll have an orange bar. So like if you're needing, like, for example, like we need 3,000 donors for Imagination Library this year, that'd be something great to put right there, and it'll show up right at the very top of your profile. So if there's something where you have an urgent need, that's new, that neon one added this year, so that's kind of fun. And then as you can see, this is the text boxes where it shows on the front side where you would do all of that. And then at the end, you would just hit submit and it'll save everything. Another neat thing is at the bottom right corner, there's a blue support button. So Neon 1 is ready to help you with whatever you need. It can be a registration question, it can be a donation question, anything like that. You would just hit support, and a little chat box here will pop up, and then they will get back in touch with you. So they are very responsive. I think usually within a few hours they'll get back to you. So if you have any questions for them, that's also an option you guys can utilize as well. So I'll kind of go over this sidebar as well. So donation levels, this is kind of what I was telling you on the PowerPoint. This shows up in the donation cart when they're like checking out. It'll say, hey, do you want to give $30 and you can support a child for 1 year, or $150 to give them a library of their own. So this is not mandatory, it's optional, just kind of a way to share to the donor, hey, your gift of $10 does this for your organization. We ask that you limit this to 3 because if you get more, it just kind of gets higher and higher and higher on the donation card. So if you want to limit it to 3, that'd be awesome. And then one other thing to keep in mind with this is that you don't want to put like gold, silver, and bronze, you know, like you want to be specific and say, this is what it does. Because if you do like platinum, gold, anything like that, it doesn't really tell the donor what a donation does for your organization. So this is kind of another touch point for the donor. And next is the multimedia tab. This is where you would add your photos and videos. I would highly recommend at least putting 1 or 2 just to kind of boost up your profile a little bit, kind of give the donor a little taste into your organization. And it's really easy. All you need to do to add a photo is add multimedia entry right at the top here. And you can type in a title or just photo 1, you know, it can be pretty simple. You select if it's a picture, YouTube, or a Vimeo video, you can select picture and then you click upload file and find it on your computer and then click submit. So pretty simple. And if you guys ever have questions or issues with anything on here, just let me know and I'm happy to walk you through that. The next tab is going to be events. So if you do have an event, same type of thing, you would click add new event and answer all the questions. So pretty straightforward. Once we start getting a couple events, we will put them on the events tab on the front side of the website. So this is where we'd be taking that information from. So lots of fun events. And then the volunteer tab, again, this is new. So if you have a volunteer opportunity that's not already listed on gotovolunteer.org, you can always put it here as well. It just kind of gives the donor another way to engage with your organization. This is a important tab. This is the documents tab. So if you're new to Go Big Give, this is where you would put in all your documents. If you are returning Go Big Give, if your banking information hasn't changed, then you kind of don't need to worry about this tab. But this is where you would upload your 501c3 letter, a blank voided check, and the EFT form is what you'd put here. And it's pretty simple. You just click the add document and select it from your computer. Pretty simple, straightforward. Does anyone have any questions about the the documents tab at all? No? Okay, so that's pretty much the overview of what you guys see when you log into your profile. So it's I think it's pretty easy to use. I hope it's user friendly. It should be a good time. So if there's no questions on the back end side, I will hop back over to the PowerPoint to finish up. Any questions?
Tammy, it looks like you've got a question from Kathy Christensen saying that she did registration and submitted it. It took her to the last screen with the rotating circle, never went any further, and she was registering Aurora teammates.
Yes. So I don't know why it does that spinning wheel of death thing that we talk about. But once you see that page, it actually has come to the Go Big Give team for approval. So you can actually just exit out of that screen. It is confusing, but yes, I do have, once you get to that screen, that means that it has submitted and it's pretty much just a done screen. So yeah, you can just exit out and we will be approving or letting you know we need some more information. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. It's very strange. Okay, so I'm gonna stop sharing again for a second, get back to my PowerPoint here. Or wait, goodness gracious. Okay, so if you guys are on social media, we would love it if you would follow us at gobiggive.org. I mean, Go Big Give on everything. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So we post a lot of fun things. We do highlight every organization that's participating. So that's a great way for you to share, hey, we're participating in Go Big Give this year. And we'll probably be starting that within a few weeks just to get through everybody before Go Big Give begins. So lots of good information and posts you can re-go to your organization. We are doing an early registration prize. So it's a prize of $250. If you register before Valentine's Day on February 14th, you will be in to win. And as you can see there with the dates, like the earlier you sign up, the more times your name gets in. So if you sign up before January 28th, you'll be in 3 times. If before February 5th, 2 times, and before the 14th, 1 time. So just kind of a little incentive to get everybody registered before the deadline, which the deadline is going to be February 26th. I believe it's a Friday at 5 p.m. So if you can get registered before that point in time, that would be wonderful. And I got my slides mixed up here. So registration assistance, I'm happy to help you with whatever you need. So if you want to give me a call or email me, I can help you with any registration questions you might have. So I'm happy to do that. And then as we were looking here, here's the planning schedule for Go Big Give. The deadline is February 26th. We do have the all nonprofit meeting on March 17th. We are going to be part in person, part in Zoom. So if you are wanting to do Zoom, that's fine. And if you want to join us over at Tom Dinsdale, we will have a limited amount of people there. So if you would rather be in person than on Zoom, we would love to see you there. And April 26th through May 5th at midnight is the pre-give, and the big day is May 6th on Thursday, May 6th. So it should be a good time. We're excited. We're happy to have you all again this year, and hope it'll be one to remember. We also send out Go Big Give emails from Constant Contact, and we have heard from some people that they don't receive them. So if you want to make sure that give@gobiggive.org is like in your inbox, and if you check your spam and you see the email in there, if you click and drag it to your inbox, that'll just mean that'll keep coming to your email. So that's important because we do share when things are opening up and prizes, and we have a lot of information that comes through the emails. So again, the deadline is February 26th, and if you have any questions, you can email the give@gobiggive.org, and we are happy to help. So I think that's pretty much all we had for today, but if you have any questions, you can write them in the chat or just unmute, and we can go with some questions. If anyone has any.
I have a question. How many of you are new, your organization is new to Go Big Give this year? Anybody? Okay.
No.
I can share that our organization is not new, but I myself am new to Legal Aid of Nebraska. So learning a lot here. Excited. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, welcome. Excited to have you. Yeah, it's kind of a lot to take in right away. There's just kind of so much going on. But the toolkit is really useful in watching some of those past meetings or presentations is kind of helpful. yeah, just is a little bit of a learning curve, but we're here to help with whatever you need. So
There's another question in the chat, and it says, can you explain again how you restructured your prize money? Well, the prize money is based on the incentive prices that we haven't defined completely yet. We're trying to, as Cammie mentioned, freshen those up and try to spread that out a little bit more. And then the match pool funds and the support them all are also a different additional dollars that you can receive. And so we really haven't restructured you know, the basic of that, but just I think the tailoring of those incentive prices and what that will look like, we'll be rolling that out here probably ahead of the March meeting, so you guys can start planning how you want to maximize those opportunities. But I'm not sure if you have a specific question about any of that, let me know. Happy to answer.
any other questions? All right. Well, I hope you learned a little something and I didn't give you all a headache. So we will be sending out some emails to register for the March 17th meeting. So yes, again, if you want to join by Zoom, perfectly fine. And if you want to join us in person, we would love to have you.
There's one
Either
more
one.
question.
Yeah.
How are you spreading the prices out as the big organizations with big donor base seem to benefit the most in the past? And that's exactly what we're trying to address with some of the new incentive prices, but I don't want to say too much yet because it's not been defined, but we are cognizant of that and we're trying to figure out some things to do that. So to be determined.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope you all have a great day and we will be seeing you and emailing you very soon with lots of good information.
Thank you,
for all
Cammie.
your work. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cammie does a great job. So yay, Cammie.
I don't know about that, but yes. All right. We'll see you guys later.
Hi,
Okay.
thank you.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.